Welcome to the second virtual ABA Death Penalty Representation Project Annual Awards Program. Thank you for gathering with us this evening to acknowledge the efforts of dedicated advocates who zealously represent death row prisoners. While we are only able to single out a few for special recognition this evening, we salute all of you who labor tirelessly to bring justice to those on death row and to better our criminal justice system. The ABA Death Penalty Representation Project appreciates your commitment to representation of these individuals and the challenging issues, constant hurdles, and emotional stress presented in this area of practice, particularly when all of you are coping with pandemic-related stresses as well. Since 1986, the project has doggedly pursued its mission to improve the quality and availability of legal representation for persons facing possible death sentences or execution. We do this by working to improve the systems that provide legal services to indigent defendants, to educate the bar and public about the crisis of counsel for death row prisoners, and to recruit, train, and support lawyers like you to take on capital post-conviction cases as pro bono counsel. Since its inception, the project and its pro bono partners have represented almost 400 prisoners, and 102 clients have had their sentences reduced or vacated. However, for 150 of our clients and many others who are in need of counsel, the struggle is ongoing. The project accomplishes all of this work on a tight budget and through a small staff of 2 who have special expertise: Director Emily Olsen-Galt and staff attorney Christina Matheson. We know that many of you and your firms provide financial support to the project in addition to representation, and we are grateful for your continued support in these times. We extend special thanks to our defender-level sponsors, Crowell & Moring, Greenberg Traurig, and King & Spalding, and to our champion-level sponsors, Kirkland & Ellis, the Sidley Austin Foundation, and Skadden. In addition to this evening's honorees, we will be joined by ABA President Reggie Turner, who will join us to help kick off the program. We are fortunate to have the inspired leadership of our director, Emily Olsen-Galt, who guides the project with boundless energy, enduring optimism, and compassion. You will hear from Emily now, followed by ABA President Reggie Turner.
Thank you, Susie, and welcome everyone to the 2021 Volunteer Recognition and Awards event. Every year at this event, I take a moment to reflect on the year that has passed since we last gathered to celebrate our outstanding volunteer attorneys. This year, I'm struggling a bit to find the words to describe this past year because the reality is that there are no words that can adequately convey what we've all experienced. So many of us are struggling with challenges that we've never faced before. Many of us layers upon layers of those challenges to the point that we can't even keep track of them all. I know this is certainly the case for the amazing advocates that represent death sentence prisoners. In late 2020 and early 2021, the federal government executed 13 prisoners in rapid succession, far faster and in far greater numbers than ever seen before at the federal level. At the same time, we saw a radical shift at the US Supreme Court, which began not only denying requests for stays of execution that were brought before it, but affirmatively stepping in to overturn existing stays of execution that have been hard fought and won in the lower courts. On top of this, defenders were forced to make an impossible choice between providing effective representation to their clients whose lives were at stake and protecting their own health and safety amid a global pandemic. Faced with all this and so much more, it's understandable that this community is profoundly exhausted and discouraged. But I hope this event will serve as a reminder of the bright spot in all this darkness, because that bright spot is you, our pro bono attorneys and capital defender partners. When we say that these attorneys represent the very best of the legal profession, this is why. You have dedicated your brilliant minds and generous hearts and even your physical well-being to protect the most marginalized and vulnerable members in society. As terrible as things have been, and make no mistake, they have been terrible, you have won groundbreaking victories and moved the conversation about the death penalty forward by leaps and bounds, even amid the losses. So as much as we mourn the events of the past year, we are fiercely committed to celebrating everyone who has continued the fight. And that is what we are here to do this evening. We especially celebrate the work of our 3 award winners, Greenberg Traurig, Munger, Tolson Olson, and Professor Sandra Babcock. These 3 award recipients exemplify what it means to be zealous advocates through their tireless dedication and their resilience to any obstacle that might be thrown in their way. They are bringers of hope to us all. Hope for justice for their clients, hope for a vastly improved legal system, and hope for many, many brighter days ahead. Thank you again for joining us today, and enjoy the program.
Thank you and good evening. As president of the American Bar Association, it is my pleasure to join you for the 2021 Volunteer Recognition and Awards Program to celebrate those who make the ABA Death Penalty Representation Project such an important program, profound pro bono opportunity for its volunteers, and an invaluable service to its clients. People facing the death penalty often test our commitment to justice and fairness more acutely than most clients. We are grateful for the firms and lawyers involved with the Death Penalty Representation Project who stand up for the legal rights of these individuals. Thank you, Chair Susan Hoffman, project members and staff for your impressive dedication and extraordinary work to help ensure equal justice under law. We're also here to provide well-deserved recognition to this year's honorees. Congratulations to Greenberg Traurig and to Munger, Tolles, and Olson for receiving the Exceptional Service Award, and to Professor Sandra Babcock, Faculty Director of the Cornell Center on the Death Penalty Worldwide, for receiving the 2021 John Paul Stevens Guiding Hand of Counsel Award. You inspire our profession and bring us closer to a more just world. Thank you to all the honorees for the example you set. And thank you all for attending this event and showing your support for this important project of the American Bar Association. This celebration of good works underscores what we can accomplish together as lawyers and as citizens. I am so proud of everything you do to support the ABA's efforts to fulfill the American promise of justice for all.